Today, we're going to talk about a roofer's guide to accelerating your lead flow through Google Ads. So Google pay-per-click is a challenging terrain for a lot of roofing contractors, but also, I mean, just in general, roofing pay-per-click is a challenging thing to make work for your business. So hopefully, that in today's conversation, we can start to get you guys a better understanding of how Google Ads works for your roofing company, how to use it, all the nuances of it, and things like that. So to get going here, if you can, please turn off your cell phones, turn off your Facebook, focus on what we're doing here. Hopefully, the content that we're able to share today can really make an impact on your business. So I'll do the same thing. Let me hit do not disturb on all of my stuff while we're at it. And so I don't get disturbed. And so today we're going to cover really, Google ads, Google search ads and display ads. And we're going to talk about why pay-per-click is really the key to unlimited scalability in terms of lead flow for your roofing business. We're going to go through some live examples of different pay-per-click campaigns that are generating, great revenue for other companies. We're going to talk about setting up and structuring your pay-per-click marketing campaigns for maximum minimizing your cost per lead and maximizing your return on investment. And then also talking through key performance indicators on those campaigns, tracking, landing pages, campaign structure, all of that. So if you don't know me, my name is Jim Aline. I'm the co-founder of Roofer Marketers. Why should you listen to me? We'll go through this a little bit. I'm the co-author of the book, Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, the co-author of the book, The Best Known Roofer. I speak at many of the industry trade shows, the IRE, Win the Storm, RoofCon. I am the host of the Roofing Success podcast. We are members of the NRCA, active members of the NRCA. I am the marketing coach in Adam Bensman's Pitch Pro movement, and we are ICO Roof Pro partners also. And we're also partners with the new Limitless group purchasing organization. So that's another one for you guys to check out. But really, why it's a good idea to listen to me is this is what we do every single day. We do digital marketing for roofing contractors every single day. And we do that through our three principles that we have established in our business to develop roofing companies help them become omnipresent online. And that first principle is to maximize the opportunity to generate a phone call or a lead for your roofing business. The more opportunities you have, the more lines you have in the water, the more consistent the lead flow can be for your roofing business. And pay-per-click Google Ads is one of those opportunities, really two of those opportunities if you count search ads and display ads. So maximizing the opportunity to generate a phone call for your business. The second core principle of what we do is to maximize your brand impressions to your perfect customer. The more people see your brand and get used to seeing you around over and over again, the more likely they are to buy for you. And there's an old advertising rule. It's called the rule of 7. It's that people don't even recognize you until they've seen your brand at least 7 times. And that's really between 7 and 21 times that studies have shown. So maximizing your brand impressions to your perfect customer. And what that ties into today's conversation is the Google display advertising specifically. And then our third core principle is to maximize the conversion rates around everything that you're doing. And we'll talk about that landing page conversion rates and how to optimize your landing pages and your campaigns and things like that is how that'll tie into today's conversation. So the first thing I'd like to ask, and we'd like to be interactive here. So I don't like to just be the person speaking into the interwebs. So if you get a chance, just pop up the chat button. Should pay-per-click be a part of your overall internet marketing strategy. If you think that pay-per-click should be a part of your overall marketing strategy, type a 1 in the chat. If you think it should not be part of your internet marketing strategy, type a little 2 in the chat there. And honestly, pay-per-click should be is a viable part of your marketing strategy for your roofing company. So why should pay-per-click be part of your internet marketing strategy? The first thing is that you can show up quickly, right? I like to say Google will always take your money, right? And in Google Ads, it's very easy to allow them to take your money. You go into Google Ads, you set up some campaigns, and you put a credit card on file, and you hit start, and they will start showing your ads. So you can show up quickly. You can show up as often as possible where your customers are looking, right? There's been studies done. It's like 80 to 90% of people search for a home service provider on Google. They go to Google first to search for a home service provider. So you're showing up as often as possible where your customers are looking. You can show up for things that are hard to rank in organic, hard to rank through your SEO, for things like, more non-geographically modified terms like roofer, roofing company, roof repair, roof replacement. And you could get there and show up on that page 1 of Google right away for those types of terms. And there really is unlimited scalability to the ceiling of the search volume in your area. So if you're in a large market, large population center, there's almost unlimited scalability because of the amount of people searching. In a smaller market, you may cap out in certain instances, but really you can essentially buy your way onto the search engine results page of Google for everyone searching in your area. Now we're going to talk a little bit about why most pay-per-click campaigns fail. So let me try this one more time. In the chat, if you have tried pay-per-click and it has failed, put a 1 in the chat. Let's see if we can get some interaction this time. No one, just listening today. Everyone wants to listen. Jessica Bowers, I see you on here. I know you're usually interactive with me. Jack's iPhone said 1. So Jack is one of those people who, there are a lot of us, right, that or a lot of contractors that have tried this Google AdWords thing, this Google Ads thing, and man, they have had a hard time with it. So one of the things that we have found that why most pay-per-click campaigns fail is not understanding the AdWords auction process and the complexity of how to structure the campaigns within that. So like I said, Google will always take your money. So in understanding how people search for roofing and the way that the Google AdWords auction process works is how you can really help to develop that ROI. Another thing that we find is you kind of set up one campaign, one ad group for all of your services and don't get nuanced into the structure of the campaign. Not using specific text ads and landing pages for groups of keywords, we'll get into that, and not having a strong call to action or offer on the landing page to get those people to convert. Those are some of the things that we found why most pay-per-click campaigns fail. But really the number one reason that we find campaigns failing and or having a low return on investment or a high cost per lead is sending the traffic to the homepage of your business. And so whenever you're running Google AdWords, we get to choose the keywords that we're bidding on. So if we're bidding on roofing companies Minneapolis, we get to choose that, right? That we are bidding on when someone types in those words. So with that, we get to develop ad copy and landing pages that match what the person is typing in. And And so when you send someone to the homepage of your website is not truly built to convert someone that you know is actively searching. They may be someone looking you up to see if you're a reputable company. You may have a an estimate or already out to that homeowner, and they're just looking you up. There's so many other reasons that they may be on your website, and websites are not the best place to send pay-per-click traffic, because you want to really walk them through and get them to do what you want them to do, which is to make a phone call or fill out a form to your business. So let's talk a little bit about pay-per-click. As I said in the beginning, we have some case studies here. We like to have our, for our clients and the education that we provide for roofing contractors, it's really about having a lot of lines in the water, right? And Google Ads is one of those lines. So the more lines you have in the water, the more consistent that lead flow can be. So here's a couple of examples of that. This is an example of a company. You can see here the leads by source down in the bottom right-hand corner, that their Google Ads are about 11.4% of their lead flow. And then there's these other two here. It's the ad extension. The number doesn't show up there, but it's probably another 3-4% in the Google Ads extension. I'll show you what that is in the map extension. So, probably close to 15% of this company's lead flow is coming from Google Ads. But you can see that organic is also an important part of that, right? So it's the mixture of all of the things together. Again, this company here, another 15-18% probably coming from Google Ads. Another company here with probably around this one's, another probably 15%, right? About 8 or 9% of this company's leads are coming from Facebook. Another 13 from Google Ads. Another probably say 4 or 5 from the ad extension and map extension stuff there. So really, a good mix of lead flow is what it will create that maximum ROI and that consistent lead flow in your business. So let's get into setting up and structuring pay-per-click campaigns. This is probably one of the most important things that you can do in getting these things going. I know that there are, Google has these things called smart campaigns nowadays, and you could just kind of go in and create themes. Hey, I want roof replacement, or I want roof repair. And then all of a sudden you start getting these calls for RV roof repairs, and BMW, someone looking to repair the roof on their convertible car, or an RV, or from someone looking to book a reservation at Red Roof Inn, or you get calls for every other roofing company in the area, because when you put that into Google, they really cast they're way too broad in that. So when you're structuring your pay-per-click campaigns, conversion tracking is a must, right? If you don't know where your conversions are coming from, you can't optimize your campaigns. So conversion tracking is a must. That is done mainly through call tracking and form lead tracking, and we'll walk through that a little bit later. Your campaign must be broken down and categorized into small ad groups that are targeting a specific theme. You want to have a strong understanding of the different match types in Google, and we'll go through all of this. You need to write compelling text and ad copy. You need to leverage all of the available extensions. They're called ad extensions, to make your ad stand out on the page. And you want to make sure that your visitors land on a well thought out landing page that's built to convert. And then on an ongoing basis, you want to be split testing ad copy, split testing landing pages, tweaking and fine tuning to get the best results. So really, don't even think about spending any money in Google Ads if you don't have conversion tracking in place. If you are just sending all of that traffic to your office phone and that there's no way to know if it came from a referral, if it came from a Google ad or a yard sign or whatever it is, if you're just doing that, do not set up Google Ads. What you want to have is dynamic. It's called dynamic number swapping. So you have different phone numbers to determine the source of the phone call. So pay-per-click traffic, organic traffic, website traffic, your Google My Business listing traffic, your Facebook ads, all of those differentiated with different call tracking numbers. You want to have a keyword pool with dynamic swapping so you can track back to the exact keyword, the exact search term, the exact words that someone typed into Google when they made that phone call to your business. You want to have web form tracking. So if anyone fills out a form, you want to be able to track that someone filled out that form and attribute it back to that specific keyword or search term. And so that conversion tracking is built into your AdWords campaign, all down to that ad group and keyword level. And so some important key performance indicators that I want you guys to understand in your AdWords campaigns. The first, of course, is your total ad spend, right? How much did you invest or spend it on your Google ads during that specific time period, whether it's a week or a month? Another real important one, and this is where we love to spend our time in optimizing campaigns. It's one of the most important things that we do as an agency, and that's spending time on landing page conversion rate optimization. So let's say that 10 people clicked on your ad and one person called. That would be a 10% landing page conversion rate. If you can get that landing page to conversion rate up to double to 20%, now your lead cost just gets cut in half, right? So let's say it's $25 a click for, and someone clicked 10 times, that's $250 for that phone call. But if you can tweak your landing page to convert at 20%, now you're able to drop your lead cost to $125 per lead. So the landing page conversion rate is one of the most important things that you need to measure and optimize around. The average cost per lead in roofing nationwide, I think I was just looking at the stats yesterday on one of our team meetings. Through all of the companies that we manage, we had an average lead cost last month of about $158. Some of those companies are in small population centers, not a lot of competition. Some of those companies are in the DFW, right? So there's the difference is important. Some of them are in Minneapolis here, and there was a lot of storms that just happened, and people started upping their budgets and bidding higher on those keywords because the work is there. So all of that varies, but on a long-term basis, you want to be looking for your average lead cost to be, you could get it down to like $100 in a small market, $150 maybe in a mid-sized market, and some of the more competitive storm damage restoration markets, you may be pushing $300 to make that phone ring. And you want to be tracking your return on investment. And so it's best to have a dashboard like I showed you guys. This is the way that we structure our reporting to our clients, but hopefully it gives you a good visualization of the different things that you can track. We integrate our call tracking systems and our Google AdWords and analytics and all that to make these reports easily readable, to understand the cost per lead and where your leads are coming from and all of that. So having that is very, very important. And if you can track true return on investment, it's even better, right? Lead cost is one thing, but lead cost is arbitrary in a lot of cases, because it's really your customer acquisition cost that you need to be cognizant of. So even if that lead cost is, even if your lead cost was $500, but you closed every single one of those, right? Your customer acquisition cost is $500. If your lead cost was $50, but you closed 1 out of 20, right? Now you have $1,000 customer acquisition cost. So tracking the true ROI, and then tracking also, and this is how you'll have to do some integrations with Job Nimbus or AccuLinks or whatever software, CRMs you're using, Job Progress, whatever you're using, to really determine where this came from, right? This call came from this specific roof repair ad group, and we turned it into $3,000 worth of revenue. So really tracking the revenue is very important. So in structuring your pay-per-click campaigns, there's kind of the way that people search for roofing is how we structure, or how you should best structure your Google Ads campaigns. And so the way that people search for roofing is they type in roofer, roofing company, roofing contractor, roof repair, roofing service, roofing quotes, roofing inspection, roof estimate, or they type in residential or commercial, things like that. Once the number of people that type in roofer, just the word roofer or roofers, singular or plural, on a monthly basis in the United States is 165,000 times. So that is how people search for roofing. Roofing companies get 60,500 searches per month nationwide. Roofing contractor gets 49,500 searches nationwide. And then it really goes down from there. Roof repair, I think, is another one that gets around 40,000 a month. But then you go down to like roof replacement, only about 12,500 people search that a month. So you want to make sure that you have all of the ways that people would type into Google, in your ad groups. So another way that people type these words into Google is around the roofing systems that they're looking to get installed on their home. So metal, tile, cedar, flat roof, asphalt, shingle, things like that. Less searched in that manner, but those are very important also. And it allows us, if we're bidding on those keywords, it allows us to be very congruent with what they typed in. For example, if someone types in metal roofing company near me, your ad copy can talk about metal roofing, and your landing page can show images of metal roofing and have copy on it about metal roofing, so that because you know what they typed in, you get to give them exactly what they're looking for in your ad copy and landing page. Other modifiers that you want to be aware of are local, near me, plus city, plus state. So, roofing contractor, city, state, roofing quotes, near me, roofing, a local roofing service, Minneapolis, Minnesota. So all of those modifiers to these main keyword phrases. And this is what a Google Ads dashboard looks like. And you can see down the left-hand side, these are the ad groups that we have. So ad groups are just common themes. So hail damage would be a common theme. So all of the words, all of the keywords and search terms that we're bidding on within that hail damage ad group are similar, right? The Minneapolis ad group, that would include roofers Minneapolis, roofing companies Minneapolis, roofing contractors Minneapolis, with the geographic modifier Minneapolis, and those would all go into one group because they're very similar. And we can write ad copy that talks about being, a top rated roofing company in Minneapolis. If someone typed in St. Paul, we would want to show them about how you were one of the top rated roofing companies in St. Paul versus Minneapolis, right? So whatever words they're typing in, we can get directly correlated with that. If someone is typing in roofing contractor or roofing company, those are different words, right? So we can group those together. Roof replacement, roof repair. We could group all of these things together so that we can display ads to the people that are congruent with what they typed in and bring them to a landing page that matches what they typed in. So when we're building out these ad groups, there are the keywords that we're bidding on. In Google Ads, you can bid on keywords now in 3 different ways. So there is broad match, phrase match, and exact match. About a year ago, they got rid of a 4th one that was called modified broad match. So that's why we got that X'd out there. And so in these, if you put roofing as your keyword, broad match, what you're telling Google is show my ad to anyone that types anything into Google that you think is related to roofing. So some of those things might be buy shingles near, supply, roofing supply store, right? So letting Google kind of have some rope on that, you're going to get things that are not within what you're actually looking for, right? So if you put in roofing, you will get calls for the red roof in, because roof is in that word. You will get calls for RV roof repairs. You'll get calls for everything related to roofing. So someone looking to purchase tile roofing, they're gonna show your ad for. They're gonna show your ad whenever someone is typing in anything that Google feels is related to that. Now, when we go to phrase match, we're telling Google only show our ad when people type in the words in this order, but we'll allow you to let things be added to the front or back of this phrase. So for example, the roofers in Dallas. If we bid on roofers in Dallas phrase match, some of the things that your ads would show for are best roofers in Dallas, local roofers in Dallas, top roofers in Dallas, roofers in Dallas that do metal roofing. Because it has roofers in Dallas in that order, phrase match will display that ad. Some things to look out for in phrase match. A lot of times we'll do, you might think that roofing company would be a good thing to put in phrase match, because someone might type in top best local roofing company near me, and that would be a good thing to happen. But one of the things that is challenging about that is that a lot of roofing companies are named something roofing company. So in that instance, you're going to get a lot of calls for your competitors. Broad match also, you're going to get a lot of calls for your competitor companies because Google thinks, oh, that's related to what we're showing here. In exact match, you're telling Google only show my ad to people who type in these words or some very close variant of that. So roofers in Dallas, if they typed in roofing company in Dallas, your ad would not show up, right? Dallas roofers, if someone typed in Dallas roofing companies, your ad would not show up. It's exact match. So it's much more, you get a much tighter audience of showing your ad to. What you have to pay attention to when you go into phrase match and broad match are negative keywords. So negative keywords is telling Google what you don't want your ads to show up for. So for example, jobs, work, careers, right? So roofing jobs, right? So if you had, you were bidding on roofer broad match or roofing broad match, whenever someone typed in, roofing jobs, your ad would show. and someone would click on that, and you would pay for that click. And associations in, we always negative in for the Red Roof in, supply store, distributor, all of those. You also wanted to negative keyword out things like how, what, where, why. You want to negative keyword out as many of your competitors' names as possible. And you want to negative keyword out major cities and states in there. So if you're bidding on, roofing company in a specific geographic location, but that person is looking for a roof on their second home or something like that, or they're researching something for a family member, and they live in Minneapolis, but they type in roofing company Naples, Florida, you don't want your ad to show up for that. So you negative keyword out those keywords. If anyone has any questions on this, I know it gets a little bit deep in the weeds and pretty technical. So if you have any questions, just type them right into chat and we'll jump in and get those answered for you at any time. So the next thing you need to do after you have determined your ad copy or the keywords that you're bidding on is you need to write compelling ad text. Google limits the characters that you're allowed to use in your ad copy, so less is more. Telling them exactly what you want them to do, call now, get a free estimate now. If you have a special offer, make sure that you reference it, like up to $2,500 off or free shingle upgrade or financing offer, or whatever that is. And you want to get them to one decision and push for it. Don't offer them too many options so that they can stray and get away from what you're doing. Some of the best performing ads are written in this way. Free roof estimate Minneapolis, up to $2,500 off. Roofing experts, best warranties. So you're speaking to all of the fears of your consumer in that, right? They have a fear of paying too much for what they could have gotten for less. They have a fear of being able to afford it. They have a fear of a contractor damaging their home more. So, having warranties, satisfaction guaranteed, things like that will be very impactful in that ad copy. You want to take advantage of all of the opportunities where Google ads will show up. So you have your Google search ads at the top there. If you're using what's called the location extension, I'll show you that here on the next slide. You're able to show up in the maps section with your Google ads. Or also when people click the see more companies in the maps area, there's always ads at the top of that. So making sure that you're utilizing all of those opportunities. If you remember from the slides earlier where I was showing you the calls that were coming into these companies, a portion of them were coming from the ad extension or map extension. The one on the left here that has local ad pointing at it, that's the ad extension. The one on the right here with that's in the map section, that's the map extension. So it's a very good place to get phone calls for your roofing business. You want to have your ads pop out, right? We want to speak to the fears of the consumer, right? We want to use all of the opportunities that Google allows us to expand our ads. So we can use things that are called call out extensions, and that's where you're putting out the benefits of your company. Site link extensions. So when people type in things like roofer, roofing company, roofing contractor, it's a more general term. They may be looking for a roof replacement. They may be looking for roof repair. They may be looking for metal. They may be looking for asphalt shingle. So you can use these extensions on your ads so that because it's a little bit of a broader term, you don't know exactly what they're looking for. They didn't type in metal roofing company near me. You can use these site link extensions to encourage them to click on what they are actually looking for. You can use a call extension. The call extension is extremely impactful because you get a phone call from it, right? You could use the location extension. By having the location extension enabled, That's how you get your ad to show in the maps section. So very, very impactful things. There's a lot of different extensions that you can use in your business. Some are going to be more relatable to a roofing business than to some other ones. Like the price extension is more of a shopping, right? Maybe if someone's searching for products, all of those different things. So using these extensions is an impactful way to get more out of what you're already doing in your Google Ads. So let's talk a little bit about landing pages. Again, any questions, drop them in the chat. Be happy to have a conversation about it. So landing pages are a one-page website, essentially, that is built specifically for a marketing campaign. So this would, the one we're looking at here would be built for a San Antonio roofing company campaign, right? Or ad group. If someone typed in, you know, if you're New Braunfels Roofing Company, we wouldn't want to bring them to the San Antonio page. We would want to have a separate landing page for that location, or Dallas, or you know, or Houston or something like that, right? We want to make sure that we are giving people the option to do what we want them to do as easily as possible. So on a landing page, one of the most important things is to have your phone number visible with an actionable copy around it. So call now. A form that they can fill out easily if they would like to communicate with you through a form versus a phone call. We can add website chat also to these landing pages to give them another option to communicate with you. We want to speak to the fears of the consumer. So no interest and no payments for 12 months. A lot of people can't afford a roof, or they don't think that they can afford a new roof. Emergency services, right? Discounts for certain demographics, veterans, seniors, first responders. Proud to offer a lifetime workmanship warranty, speaking to the fear of the consumer that they, you know, that this won't work out, right? That you'll do a bad job and you'll be gone and in the wind. Developing trust with them as they're looking through here. So showing the things, you know, if you're GAF Master Elite, OC Platinum Preferred, if you're ICO Select Pro, you know, any of those things. If you're, you know, part of local organizations, local chamber of commerce's, local roofing organizations, and then building in your social proof, right? People trust online reviews as much as a recommendation from a friend or family member. So making sure that you're showing that social proof on these landing pages to help to encourage them to convert into a visitor, into a call or form submission for your company. So that's kind of through the search side of things. That's Google search. So building out your campaigns around common themes called ad groups, writing ad copy to those common themes, building landing pages that are congruent with those common themes, and tracking everything that you're doing as far as the calls and the web form submissions, and then even beyond that into the actual revenue that got generated from that phone call. That's the most important thing for you to do in those search ads. Now we get to use Google display advertising to enhance what you're already doing. So someone typed in roofing companies Dallas, Texas into Google. They pressed search. They clicked on your ad. They landed on your landing page. As we talked about, one of the key performance indicators is the conversion rate of that landing page. Landing pages will never convert at 100%. So there is a portion of people who got to that landing page and then left without filling out the form, without making a phone call. So that's when our second core principle kicks into action, and that's that maximizing the brand impressions to your perfect customer. They landed on that landing page. We use the Google Pixel to be on to tell us, oh, to track them now from going forward. And we create what are called retargeting campaigns, remarketing campaigns, that now these ads for your company show up all around the internet, wherever they go, through the Google Display Network, which is thousands and thousands of websites, apps, all kinds of stuff. So now they go check the weather. There's an ad for your company, right? They go check the scores. There's an ad for your company. They, my dad texted me six months ago or so. He was playing, he's like, I'm playing solitaire on my phone. There's an ad for your company. Is that expensive? That's all done through the Google Ads network. Your ad can show up in someone's Gmail account. If anyone has Gmail, you know that there are ads in your Gmail account. All of these different places, your brand is starting to show up. So now there's a higher chance, a higher probability that they will call you later. So they could click on one of these ads, they go to the landing page again, or maybe they just Google you, right? And call you through your Google business profile or call you through your website. All of it goes together. There's no one thing that makes all of it work like magic. It's all of the things that working together make it magical. And I'm sure that each and every one of you have had those ads that follow you around. There's that kind of that joke that if you even say something near your phone now, if you're talking about a product, all of a sudden you see an ad for it. That's done through these display networks. Usually in your household, you see that because someone else in your household has been searching for some of those things. So if it's getting close to your birthday and you're starting seeing ads for things that you like, you know, your spouse may be searching for that type of stuff. So you might be able to see what you're getting for your birthday beforehand. All right. So we talked about conversion tracking is a must, right? Your campaign must be broken down into smaller ad groups targeting the various things, services that you provide, so that your text ads match what the person typed in. You want to make sure you have a strong understanding of the keyword match types. So you're not just putting all of your setting all of your keywords that you're bidding on to broad match, where you're going to get a lot of stuff that is not what you want for your roofing business. You want to make sure that you have a strong understanding of keyword match types. Like I said, you want to have a right, compelling ad text with great offers, setting you aside from the competition or apart from the competition, leveraging all of the different ad extensions that happen, and then landing visitors on a well thought out landing page that converts that person into a phone call or a form submission. That was a lot, right? I've been talking now for 45 minutes. So what have you guys learned? What is your takeaway from this? Drop that in chat, or you can unmute. I'd be happy to, if you want to unmute, go ahead and unmute and just drop a few of those. Jacqueline, Emilio, Jessica, Jack, Perry, Adam, Morgan, Renelt. What'd you learn, Renelt? We're gonna pick on you. Oh, you're covering the phone. Oh, you're still muted, man. So drop it in the chat or unmute. Let's talk about what your takeaways were. What'd you learn? What's different? What do you know now that you didn't know then? No one, huh? Man, you guys are a tough crowd today. Speaking into the interweb all by myself. All right, who's in chat? There we go. Jack's iPhone. How to set up the web page for better leads. Yeah, related to the ads, right? Making sure that 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 your landing pages, because that's what's so powerful about the Google Ads network, is you know what they typed in, right? You know what they typed in. You're bidding on those words specifically, especially if you're using the right match types, right? If you're using exact match and phrase match, man, you really know what that person typed in. So give them what they want, right? If somebody typed in metal roofing company and you're talking and your landing page is all pictures of asphalt shingle roofs, why would they call you, right? If they're looking for a commercial roofing company and every picture is of a residential home, why would they call you? So Jacqueline said, ways not to receive calls for our competitors. It is one of the most challenging things in Google Ads because roofing companies are named roofing company, right? And so those are some of the big ones, making sure you get those negative keywords in for all of those companies in your area. And one of the things that you do on an ongoing basis is you're watching what are called your search terms report. And in your search terms report, you'll be able to add those negative keywords for those other things. Jacqueline says that they can convert those calls. I have mixed feelings on that. My mixed feeling is when most of the time when someone is calling a specific company, the majority of the time they're calling about something that in a transaction that they're already dealing with that company. So a lot of times they're not looking for an estimate. A lot of times they're looking to find out when they're on the schedule for, or why did the crew not clean up as well as they hoped or expected, right? So a lot of times I think that you get a lot of those calls in there, which, to me on pay-per-click, it's not worth it. I don't feel like it's worth it in that. Now, I do see that with bidding on competitors' keywords, some of the more recognized brands in your area, seen that as a strategy. I don't like it again, but that's something that people do. Or if there's a competitor in your area that does a lot of TV, radio, stuff like that, where people will have to go and Google their brand name to make that phone call, maybe. I'd love to see, Jacqueline, that actually, like, the actual numbers on that conversion rate from like those types of campaigns. I've never seen it work well. I'd rather have my money spent on someone typing in roofing company near me. But if they convert, keep converting them. So now let's talk about, it's very complex to run Google Ads by yourself and as a roofing contractor. So if you were choosing to go and search for a provider, which we are, just, there's my little plug for the day, which we are, we manage Google Ads for our clients, for roofing companies, for probably almost 70 roofing companies around the country now. You want to first understand what the right questions to ask them to understand if they are going to effectively manage your Google Ads campaign. So the first thing that you want to discuss with them is how much of my budget will go to my ad spend versus management fee. We are completely transparent in that process. We have a set management fee, and then your ad spend is separate from that management fee. And we provide reports on that ad spend every month and how that works out. There are companies out there that you pay $5,000 a month. Just say, I'm going to make the math easy for myself. And they say, this is for your Google Ads. And it includes our management and your ad spend. But they don't tell you how much is getting spent on your ads versus on what they're keeping for their management fee. So it's a very non-transparent way of of doing AdWords. And they may say, well, why do you care? You got 20 calls, or whatever it is. And you're like, well, I still need to know, like, how much of that went to you, and what, because you want your marketing dollars working for you, not just spent on someone's management fee. You want to talk to them about what kind of tracking they're going to put in place. If they have call and web form conversion tracking. If they don't, go away from them very, very quickly. If you want to have them have the ability to delineate pay-per-click calls versus organic calls. And sometimes there is actually not sometimes, there is a way to attribute first and last attribution. So if they clicked on a Google ad first, and then they saw retargeting, and then they Googled your company and came in through your website, you can attribute 50% to your AdWord and 50% to your Google or to your organic. You can get very detailed in this. So you want to know how they'll track your key performance indicators, how they will be providing reports to you on all of these things, average cost per lead generated. Will they be setting up specific landing pages for each of these ad groups, or are they just going to set it up, send it to the home page, and hope for the best? Finding out their process on split testing ads for each ad group. We are always running 3 ads for each ad group. One of them is testing in there. You want to make sure that they're leveraging all of the ad extensions that are available to you, as we talked about. And you want to know what the targets are that they're shooting for in terms of cost per lead, return on investment, landing page conversion rate. They should be able to provide you with those answers. Like, what would our target be in my market, right? That's a good thing. And it's not going to be perfect. It's an auction process, right? So if someone comes into your market and they have a large budget and they're upping their bids on those keywords, sometimes that cost per lead is going to rise, but at least you can have some idea or some target that they're shooting for on an ongoing basis. You want to make sure that they're splitting the ad groups into specific things around your roofing business to help target those most profitable services. Setting up conversion optimized landing pages. Oh, sorry, this is what we do. We do all of this. So we've been talking about that. So, at each ad group, we provide you with that KPI dashboard. That's only one page of the KPI dashboard that we provide. We break it down. I think it's a 6 or 8 page report of all of the different things. So your Facebook ads are broken out into exactly what's happening there. Your Google ads, your SEO, all of the things are breaking down. And we have complete transparency in terms of our spend on AdWords. We're a Google certified partner. We create all the landing pages. We have separately configured landing pages for desktop and mobile to increase conversion rates. We use multi-step forms, which convert a lot higher than normal. And we have an automated follow-up system through our software called Contractor Boost, that when someone fills out a form from that ad, that a phone call gets generated to your business. And when you answer, it says you have a new Google Ads form lead, press 1 to connect. You press 1, it dials the number they put in the form. If they answer, you're on the phone with them in 20 seconds. If they don't answer, we wait a couple of minutes and we send them a text message and an email. And if they don't respond to that, we continue to follow up with them automatically through our Contractor Boost AI system, asking them, hey, when are you available for an appointment? How can we help you? Those types of things. So conversion rate optimization. We're getting close to the end here. So if anyone has any questions, we can open this up. You can unmute, you can type something in the chat. If you are interested in having us or speaking to us about what we can do for your roofing business in terms of managing and optimizing your digital marketing, I know for a fact that we offer the most comprehensive solution to roofing contractors in the above any digital marketing agency in the space. So, reach out to us, go to our website and apply, or, schedule an appointment, or just give us a call directly. Also, as I mentioned, I'm the host of the Roofing Success Podcast. We just released episode 100. So we've had 100 conversations with successful roofing contractors, industry professionals, coaches, consultants, all kinds of great people, attorneys, around things that have helped them find how contractors found success in their business, or what these, people that provide services to your business, and how they add value to the success of your roofing business. So check out the Roofing Success Podcast. If there's any questions, type them in chat. If not, appreciate your time. This is an ongoing series. We do these webinars on a monthly basis around different topics. So look for emails, look for social media posts. Go follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, The Roofer Marketers. Go check out our TikTok, LinkedIn. We are everywhere. We are omnipresent in this, in marketing to you. We practice what we preach. So check us out.